Hey guys, Omega here with Uniquely Average Gamers, bringing you some more Titanfall gameplay. We're going to do something a little bit different today and actually talk about the game Titanfall, as we've had it out for a month, and just kind of some things I like, things I don't like, things I am excited about. So we'll get started. Things I like about Titanfall. Map variety is so cool. There is so many maps. None of them feel similar to others. They are all unique in their own way. All have different advantages, disadvantages, and I think that's really cool. And more about maps in a minute. Some other things I like, it's been a month and they have updated with 2 big updates so far. The most recent was some more weapon balance issues and the addition of private lobbies, which is really cool. Some people would want to complain that it's, oh well, we should have had that from the beginning. Yes, maybe. Better late than never, if you ask me. It might be. Respawn has said that they weren't really focused on Titanfall as an esport, and this might be a little bit of a response, possibly, to people saying, hey, this game's gotta have some private lobbies. So, one way or the other, I prefer to think of the latter as being true, but we will see, I guess, as time goes and how much more support they give out. Another thing that's a real big plus for me is they track more than just a kill-death ratio. I was never big into COD games, not necessarily because of the games, but the people who were playing those games. You'd have people going, oh look, I've got a 32 kill death, and yeah, that's kind of impressive, but you were playing a capture the flag match and you lost because you weren't focused on the objective. Likewise, you're not focused on kills in objective style games, but in Titanfall you're tracking KD overall versus pilots. You're also tracking win percentage, which I think is huge. Also stats like MVP and top 3 are tracked for you, and that is just a really cool stat to follow, especially if you're playing the more competitive types, the hardpoint and CTF. You might not be killing a whole lot. Your strategies can kind of play your way instead of having to go around and play this roving lunatic who's not paying attention to where the flag is because you want to get the kills. Now, moving on to the not so nice things about Titanfall. This list is getting shorter as I think about it, but one thing that I'll probably have to live with forever is drop-ins. Past a certain point, I just would rather wait a whole round. Just don't even match me, leave me in the lobby. Dropping into a match that's, and this has happened, literally 5 points from the evacuation is just irritating because there's nothing you can do, and it's actually going to take you longer to get back into a match. The other thing that is on this list that will stay on this list is campaign. Personal opinion, if you're going to do something, do it well. I think that if you're sold out on the idea of a multiplayer game like Respawn was, I am all for that idea, but I think you sell out to it. I don't think that you kind of reserve some for this campaign story that was just forgettable. It took me probably 3 or 4 times before I even began to recognize characters. That's what a story depends on, is empathy for characters and understanding where they are in their hardships. And so altogether it was just terrible. It's just not good. Also, the way that they implemented it, I felt that it would have been a little bit more interesting if you actually had to win certain maps to progress, and maybe had some sort of different ending, something with a climax or, you know, basic story structure. I don't know, just spitballing here. But I just felt like it kind of was an afterthought that could have very well had been left out, and the game would have performed just as well. So, moving on to the last thing on the bad list, the weapon unlock system. I've always had an issue with this. I think that if you want to play a game, you should be able to pick it up and play it the way you want. In this game, there are certain weapons that are just locked. They're behind a time gate, not even a skill gate, it's a time gate that just really, I think, detracts from just the variety of gameplay that you can get. You know, for me, my favorite weapon in the game is the Hemlock, and level 29. You gotta get almost over halfway. I don't know what the halfway point for experience actually is, but halfway through the levels before you can even get that weapon. And that's like the way I like to play. And then to add on top of that, you've got to re-unlock these attachments that you've already unlocked for previous weapons. I just think it's a little bit contrived and grindy. It does happen very quickly, so that is a good thing. I'm pleased that it's not a serious grind like other games. I won't name any names, but it just kind of leaves a poor taste in my mouth when I get to that next generation and go, okay, I'm gonna have to get through those lower level weapons again. Do I really want to do it? Instead of just saying, hey, you know, you've gotten it, it's yours, do what you want. So that's that. So then lastly, I wanted to talk about some of the things, one of the things that I'm really kind of excited slash very curious about. When Respawn was releasing Titanfall, they made comments about their DLC, but they didn't call it downloadable content and they did not call it map packs. It was within the season pass that you could get, and that might just be something that they're saying, the language that they are using. Language makes a culture, so maybe they just have a different word for it. But the fact that it's not a map pack,
or at least they're not calling it a map pack, and there's already 15 maps in the game,
is really interesting. I think that it could be something really silly like more campaign content, which you have already heard my opinion on that. But other than that, I don't really have a great idea. The weapons are balanced really well. I don't think that there's anything missing. I think that all those places are covered, so it's not going to be a weapon pack. 15 maps feels really big, so I can't really imagine adding 15 more maps. So really, I have really no great ideas. So if you have any ideas, things you think that we might be seeing, feel free, leave it in the comments below, and maybe we'll find out. I guess we'll find out at some point.
That's all I've got for today, so be sure to like and subscribe for much more coming. Leave a comment if there's something else you want to hear, my thoughts or anything else. Let us know, because we would love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.